asked me a question and I just ignored you?
What I was asking everyone sort of. Sometimes when I get like excited and I get going really fast at the beginning. If you would shout too fast, if it's like the case, or if it's a clarity problem, obviously. But sometimes it's like just
the 1AC or the 1AR?
1AR. It's like because I just get excited.
It's a funny way of describing it.
I'm gonna yeah. That's all.
Sure.
Thank you.
I like to you can do that.
Okay. Alright, is everyone ready? I affirm, Merriam-Webster defines animal rights as rights for human treated alike fundamentally all animals. Determining what treatment is fair, humane requires an ethical framing because there are normative terms that require contextualization through the terms of ethical framing. Any negative argument that defines rights in specific context is incorrect unless they back the definition with the specific framework. Thus, the negative prove a morally relevant difference between humans and other animals that obligate to no rights. Arguments that animals have deficiencies do not negate unless they are unique to non-humans and caused by species, since the rest of the posits whether some animals and human rights ought to be the same, not whether everything is right for all individuals. Default to the affirmative absent neg proving a requirement to not recognize animal rights. And, except act definition and tropes to us at neg times, we should the AC evaluation force to 13.7 restarting 1AR. And 1. Act against RBI's theory is no risk issue for the neg, RBI's check next to 3 just D with 6. 2. Gut check out by 3 6 minute and R means neg and only cover steps to the N3 to 2AR, but not from the RBI to 2AR hope. This also means no neg RBI's. 3. They have to check theory violation of the cross control of the agree to or conflict to. This means I means I'm not check theory shows 100% conceded. Additionally, if justice not exists or can require things referring to resolution of null sets describing a possible situation, all statements about null sets are true because they lack certain conditions, i.e. because no unicorns this, I can say all unicorns are blue. Part 1 is the epistemology of thought describes the animal threats discovering its true nature. Donaldson 1. The animal that remains described in line care about animals are belonging not really to human. The animal you're belonging back to humans. The political subject of the animal is subject to little power. We're still an animal we haven't found, and this being has been ignored. We don't know much about it. We've never really gotten a look beyond different from the animal we see on our side. We don't even know what it might be called, but we suggest we leave the discourse of the animal to see if we can something more valuable than many loose ridership players. You must affirm to make judgments about animals. Claims that animals are different are incoherent, absolute unification because we can't see their true natures. Only through re-evaluation can we discover true being, knowledge, and language to make judgments. Donaldson 2. Revival aspects report to the human animal mind, animal rights, that the discourse animal is the challenge. We only something able to truly discover what other beings to teach us, what is something we capable of knowing to be, and becoming the great bodies of life, other beings, different categories and language, releasing beings, our discourse being liberate them in their bodies to see relation, life, relational power, composite to accept a consequential contribution in the place for the first time. This criticism occurs through affirmation because we no longer view animals as distinct and inferior. Part 2 is the ethics. To avoid the flawed discourse, the animal requires knowledge and the impacts upon all species of the earth, so ethical consideration must be inclusive of all animal interests. It requires rule consequential of equal evaluation of the age of well-being, since rule consequential does not prioritize the interests of competing moral parties, but rather equally considers interest and avoids the line between the animal. Moreover, the only possible view of morality for the best use of the term conviction, circle 1. We should rather want to terms of the coherent conviction, how worldview look at the spectrum of value beliefs in which we have little no confidence, not as much as both the worldviews consider the world beliefs which we have confidence, which start somewhere intuitive, as opposed to unintuitive. We shall start with the beliefs that come from independent credibility, beliefs that seem correct to us, but we can consider how to fit other beliefs can seem correct to us independently, if whether fits other beliefs, you should circle coherent, instead of moral beliefs, you should start with moral beliefs that are attractive in their own right. Thus, rule consequentialism coheres in accordance with our moral convictions. Number 2. Rule consequentialism rules and basic things value personally character and purposes of the rules of favor, rules of impartiality. Rule consequential court for common moral beliefs about what you're from due to others, most of us believe, rather than specifically attacking innocent people. Rule consequential endorse prohibition with these kinds of acts. And death is bad for the person who dies. This intuitively justifies promoting existence. Therefore, well-being has some sort of normative value. Jeff McMahon writes. If we make person to exist with a life that is worth living here before us, here enjoying the goods of life, there's a relevant parallel here between science to exist and continuing to exist. You might have died 5 years ago, you did not. So you continue to exist, your life is worth living and is good for you to continue to exist. Thereby, you are the beneficiary of your continuing existence. You clearly exist during the time when this good fortune occurs. This also means A, if animals feel changes to their well-being is sufficient to affirm because they would then deserve the right to existence. B, it justifies framework which maximizes those who can enjoy the goods of life. And as H, we have obligations to animals because of their suffering, recognizing animal rights and moral conviction. Number 3. Animals can't morally actually have the proof that treating animals could lead to lead to develop humans still be think is not torturing animals from mouth abuses for their suffering. Thus, the standard is maximizing effective well-being. Contention 1 is suffering. Animals suffer because they have active frontal cortex that react to pain and fear, so they ought to be considered our calculations to maximize effective well-being, granting and decent. Our review of literature on frontal cortex well-being is to conclude that all mammals which rats recently developed frontal cortex except for pain, for its rough test for pain, may be more likely to be overloaded here, but they suffer from pain, especially chronic pain. A minimum amount of circus resting emotion, the cortex are required for, and animals suffer from pain, even fear, so it's required for fear, the animals that display true pain guarded behaviors. If animals have moral status regarding their rights, recognizing their rights outweighs them numerically more than we would just marine animals who are going to massive amounts adapt. We have several estimates of 90 million marine animals killed worldwide each year, basically killed by the United States, almost double the number of land animal slaughters. This ratio is corroborated by another estimate of marine kills in the United Kingdom. Our estimate is conservative and errs inside of caution. Contention 2 is ecological survival. Animals' non-moral status gives humanity reign over all life forms. Come on. Humanity intelligence, some human not even extinction, destruction, the environment is taken up and fought against the locks of the battle, and the tyrants and powerless we found the same basic strength that is now widely recognized, but a reflection of the prejudice and fictions of ancient times. It created a dual basic division with only an evolutionary continuum, and achieving too much reason. Human animals are too little to non-human animals of natural purpose or uniform that relegate animals to a desert of non-moral legal status and deterrence human beings in the brain of life. Further, the denial of animal rights and domination characterize animals as subhuman tools of sustainable development. Con 2. The current large crisis rights and white people and species that are consistently denied the rights of those living on the movements and living amongst the nations. There is a logic of domination, so the minds and pressure to see themselves as human. Those they bring upon our animals. People of the third world species are currently the great birds sustained with love and global pressures to cure all. Those are separate from the free legacy developments and top-down policy initiatives are formed by those who live great opulence in these, but are directly those surrounded by despair. Humanity's development to one human extinction relegates all non-humans. We've entered the time of the sixth extinction. Con 3. The picture is that cancer upon Earth from balance growth that the open is consuming the plants to death and the state of the stone divine human population has doubled the stretch of increasing most accelerating humanity exploded like a shockwave across space, the universe, and devastating effects on planetary ecosystem perhaps. Most of them are low temperature, mass exchange for the great diversity of species not never first reptiles and amphibians comparing the sixth extinction of great extinction creation last 30 years such as the planet had not seen during the previous 65 million. This logic calls for extinction by 2032, Con 4. Devastating by the year 2030, just enabling 60 times more production consumption while generating 1 half to 1 the amount of resource environmental cost of continuing growth of this kind is extinction, either great change being globalized and now already fought for us to about the planet by 2032. To achieve moral quality to an actual concept field to render moral statements objective to true power for a limited capacity to experience perspective of others prevents us from making true claims about morality. Nietzsche. Arguments of the other person can never be complete, so we have to have logical right to evaluation of all violations of premature and about to be. The same evaluation measures subject to fluctuations that we know ourselves to have a fix to assess the relation to ourselves and anything else. Because our limited perception prevents us from making objective moral claims, the only way to make odd statements would be to include as many perspectives as possible in making moral evaluations. Hudson. Strive for omniperspective knowledge is the only logical way we can even approach the non-perspective position. The omniperspective is the name to include the information available from all perspectives for those who exceed objectivity, more perspectives to enjoy. For example, the more interesting employee knowing the object better, our perception of what objects we like. Blessing extinction function as a medical training comes first to preserve the ability to generate moral statements. A world devoid of perspective is a world without morality, and this justifies rule consequences against other moral frameworks because it permits the equal opportunity for continued existence, allowing person and animals alike to engage in moral reasoning. I didn't the animal except bottom.
Oh yeah, okay. Can I just delete them?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. So you ended with moral reasoning and you gave moral reasoning?
Yeah, I did with the justification for rule consequentialism based off of perspectives.
Cool. Alright. We'll start with the Nietzsche argument at the bottom.
Sure.
What does Nietzsche say?
Nietzsche says what the text is, that to attribute moral qualities to an actual process.
So does he say that our perspective is subjective?
What? No, he's saying that our, well, I wouldn't say it like that because that makes it seem much more simple.
Okay, so our experience of another can never be complete because we experience it from the point of view of ourselves.
It says all evaluations are premature.
And I know is that a correct interpretation, or can you point out the distinction between my interpretation and what the argument is?
What do you mean? I don't know what your interpretation is yet, and what do you mean?
That our experience of our perception.
You're just talking about any sort of moral evaluation we make, and any sort of moral determination is subject to our moods and fluctuations and is tainted by our personal.
Okay, no, you reread the card.
No, that's not what I would do. I promise.
All right, so. Okay, it says that all evaluations are premature. Why do our evaluations have to be objective in the first place?
My argument is that in order to render moral statements, they need to be objective.
Why? Where's the mark for objectivity in terms of morality? Subjectivity. Where's the like for moral?
Because then we would not have a moral claim that would be applicable.
So otherwise morality doesn't exist?
I'm not going to trigger skepticism if that's true.
I don't know. I know you don't.
If you stand up and read arguments in the next speech about why subjective morality is sufficient to generate an obligation or sufficient.
Are there any arguments in the AC why subjective morality?
The Nietzsche evidence and the Hudgens evidence would both say that objectivity is the only way to generate
Where does
morality.
Nietzsche say that objectivity is a good main morality? It just says that subjectivity is true.
It says that we can't make moral statements without it.
Where?
It says that our experience from another person can never be complete, right? So we
Why
can never render moral
complete?
judgment. So we can't render a moral judgment about someone else, even if it is subjective, because then it would just be tainted by our own
interpretation. Where does it say that we can't render a moral judgment?
I'm giving you, if you want to know where it says things, then I need to read from the card. If you want to know the analysis by which I will extend the evidence, then I will explain it to you.
Alright, let's go to Hudgens. Let's go to Hudgens.
Okay, sure.
Okay. It says, striving for the omni-perspectival knowledge is the only possible way to approach the non-perspectival position. Why is the non-perspectival position something we would want to approach?
It's saying that if we were to approach a subjective point of morality, then
why do we need to approach the non-perspectival position in the first place?
What do you mean? That's not the only word in the card.
Wait, just answer the question. Why do we need to avoid a perspectival position?
Because that would be the way to generate a rendering moral statement.
Okay, alright. So this is
but that evidence is making a comparative claim that if we were to look to subjective interest where objective morality is not the case, then we would still need to look to the omni perspective. So the Hudgens evidence is being comparative.
Alright, so what is this argument about recognizing the rights outweighs because there are numerically more of them? What does that mean?
It means exactly what it says.
So like there are more animals, so like we should get different rights.
If you stand up and read testing this out,
that assumes that like you wouldn't animals and humans enjoy rights equally.
Yeah, that's the tag. If animals have moral status, if I win, then animals have moral status.
That's not just moral status, right?
Well, I don't know why it would have to be equal moral status, but if animals have moral status, recognizing the rights outweighs numerically more than even just marine animals are killed massive amounts. It's not tricky at all. It's like pretty clearly something like that.
Whoa. Okay. I think it's tricky here.